Hello friends, in the last lesson we have discussed about the molar conductance of different types of electrolyte at infinite dilution. Already we discussed that electrolytes are two types. One is strong, second one is weak. Strong electrolytes have high conductance and weak electrolytes have low conductance. If you draw a relation between conductance and concentration for strong and weak electrolytes, we will get two types of graph. As strong has higher conductance, the graph will start from above the concentration axis, and for weak, as it has low conductance, it will start from below the strong electrolyte, from here. And the nature of graph for weak will be like this. This is for weak and this is for strong. Already we have discussed. And for strong electrolytes, if you extrapolate the graph, if you extend the graph from the origin towards lambda axis, you will see it will touch at the lambda axis at the particular point. At this point, the concentration is 0. At this point, the concentration is 0. Concentration 0 means it is infinite dilution, excess dilution. And this is called your lambda m naught. This value is called lambda m naught. That means limiting conductance, maximum value, maximum conductance of the particular electrolyte, because concentration is 0. So from graphically, we can able to determine the lambda m naught of strong electrolyte. For if you take different types of solution, for example, you start from a particular concentration, suppose 1m you start, then add water twice the volume. If you add the water twice the volume, that is dilute, then concentration will be 1, concentration will be m by 2. If you double the volume, again if you add, again it will be m by 4. What does it mean? If you decrease the concentration, then conductance also decreases. If you decrease the concentration, conductance also decreases. Like this. Sorry, if you decrease the concentration, then as per the graph, as the concentration decreases, means dilution increases, then conductance of the electrolyte increases towards the lambda axis. It is increasing, and it will reach at a particular point. When it will touch to the lambda axis, that is the zero concentration. Because practically zero concentration cannot be reached. The concentration can be half, 1/4, 1/8 like this. Zero cannot be possible. But graphically it is possible. If you just to take 2-3 concentration and draw the graph, then using scale you extrapolate the graph towards lambda axis, it must touch at the particular point. The touching point, the point where the graph mixed to the lambda axis, that is zero concentration, and the value of lambda is called lambda m 0, that is lambda infinity. So for strong electrolyte it is possible, but for weak electrolyte it is not possible graphically, because the graph is parallel to which axis? Lambda axis. That's why already we discussed, for weak electrolyte lambda m not cannot be calculated graphically. So there is a question mark. How will you calculate lambda m not of weak electrolyte? It can be calculated by Collard's law. Using Collard's law, that is one application of Collard's law, that we can calculate the lambda naught of weak electrolytes, not strong electrolyte. Because strong electrolyte, the value can be calculated graphically. But for weak electrolyte, we cannot calculate. We have to take the help of Collard's law. So let us discuss what is Collard's law. The Collard's law states that statement is like this. Statement of Collard's law. At infinite dilution, the conductance of electrolyte is the sum of conductance of all ions. Again, what is this? At infinite dilution means dilution is excess. The conductance of electrolyte is the sum of conductance of all ions, and the conductance of particular ion, or that is cation, is independent of the conductance of anion. Both conductance are independent to each other. So mathematically it can be written as lambda of any electrolyte is equal to N1 into lambda m plus N2 lambda m minus. What is the meaning of N1? N1 is the number of cation. Here N2 is the number of anion. For example, a salt of sodium sulfate, lambda naught, here you write naught, lambda naught m of sodium sulfate is equal to, as 2 sodium ion present, so 2 into lambda m naught of Na plus as 1 sulfate ion present in the formula, so only lambda m of sulfate ion. Your coefficient is 1, your coefficient is 2. So number of ions available in the formula will be used in the equation as a coefficient. So this thing we have to take care in the calculation of lambda naught of any electrolyte. So what are the application of Collard's law? How it will be used in different applications. First application application of Colas law, that is calculation of lambda naught of weak electrolyte. Calculation of lambda naught of weak electrolytes. For example, first application is calculation of lambda naught of weak electrolyte. For example, you take electrolytes are lambda m naught of acetic acid, lambda naught of HCl, lambda m naught of NaCl, lambda m naught of sodium acetate. What are these? These are the different lambda naught of electrolytes. But question is here, what are the weak electrolytes? What are the strong electrolytes? Here, HCl is a strong electrolyte. It is a strong. Sodium chloride is also a strong, and sodium salt of acetic acid is also strong, and acetic acid is a weak. So question is, how can you calculate lambda naught of acetic acid? For any electrolyte at infinite dilution is equal to lambda naught of individual cation and anion. Already we have read. As per the Colas law, for the particular electrolyte, the total lambda value will be equal to cation plus anion. So given similarly lambda m naught of HCl will be equal to lambda m naught of H plus lambda naught of Cl minus, and lambda m naught of NaCl will be equal to lambda m naught of Na plus lambda m naught of Cl minus, and lambda m naught of acetate, sodium acetate will be equal to lambda m naught of acetate ion plus lambda m naught of Na plus ion. So these are the data, given data or given value, you can say. But how can you calculate? This is unknown. It is unknown. But these three data, first, second, third, it is known. So, as is a weak electrolyte, we will calculate the lambda naught of this electrolyte from this strong electrolyte using the Colas law. Just you see, to get acetic acid, what are the ions available in acetic acid? Here you look at this here. Here ions available is acetate ion and H plus ion. So, in the given data, in which electrolyte the acetate ion is present and H plus is present. So, this is your 1, this is your 2, and this is your 3 equation. Equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. You see from equation 1, 2 and 3, we will get this value because this is asked, because weak electrolyte is asked. Weak electrolyte is acetic acid. From which part will be added and which part will be subtracted. If you see, as acetate ion is required, so equation 3 plus H plus is required. H plus present in equation 1 and equation 2 Na plus Cl minus is not required, so equation minus equation 2. So this is the calculation. What? You add 3 plus 1 then minus 2. If you add 3 plus 1, then what is the value you take? If you take automatically, if you add it, then you see this will be added and the equation 2 will be subtracted. So subtracted means this minus this. So which part will remain? You see Cl minus is cancelled and Na plus is cancelled. And what is left? Finally, this 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't take this one. This is it will be calculated. So this 3 will be taken. So 3 plus 1 minus 2. So minus already given, minus symbol. So this 3 can, this 4 cancel. What is the left? Left is this value. So to calculate lambda m naught of acetic acid, so lambda m naught of acetic acid is equal to lambda m naught of acetate ion, sodium acetate plus which one? 1 is HCl plus lambda m naught of HCl minus which one? 2, that is lambda naught of NaCl. So value will be given. It is given. Second also given. Third also given. So you put the value, then you get ultimately you will get what? The value of lambda naught of acetic acid. Similarly, different types of data will be asked to calculate what? Lambda naught of weak acids, weak electrolytes, weak base or weak acids. Similarly, different types of, suppose lambda naught of water, how it will be calculated from given data lambda naught of HCl, lambda naught of NaCl, lambda naught of NaOH. Here given data. But it is asked, water contain, what is the composition of water? Lambda naught of H plus lambda naught of OH minus. Clear? As water required H plus ion and OH minus ion. So by taking 1, 2 and 3, how can you get this one? This value will get H2. Where is the H plus available? Here you see, here H plus available in the first. In the first data, H plus is available. So first equation plus OH minus available in the 3. So add 3. Then NaCl is not required. So 2. So what are the lambda naught of acetic acid? Sorry, lambda naught of water is equal to lambda naught of HCl value plus lambda naught of your NaOH plus lambda naught of NaCl. It is minus of NaCl. So finally you will get the lambda naught of water, because water is a weak electrolyte. Already you know water is a bad conductor, very poor conductance of water. That's why its conductance value at infinite dilution can be calculated by knowing this lambda naught of strong electrolyte. Acid is strong, NaOH is strong, and NaCl is strong. So these are the calculation of lambda naught value by knowing the lambda naught of the electrolytes. Then come to other formula, that alpha I can calculate. What is alpha? Degree of dissociation. Degree of dissociation of any electrolyte can be calculated by knowing lambda naught value, lambda m value, and lambda m at particular concentration. What is the meaning of C? Here C indicate it is a given concentration, but 0 indicate at a 0 concentration, means excess dilution. This is the excess dilution value. This is a particular concentration. So remember the important formula for calculating alpha, that the degree of dissociation is lambda mc upon lambda m0. If you take this ratio, that is called degree of dissociation. That is called degree of dissociation. If alpha value, if you can remember, if alpha is equal to 1, what is the meaning of alpha is equal to 1? Alpha equal to 1 means 100% dissociated. Means all electrolytes gets dissociated. Nothing is left in the solution. Everything dissociated. So alpha is equal to 1. In that case, lambda m c is equal to lambda m0. When the lambda m value will be equal to lambda m infinity or lambda m0, when all ions will be completely dissociated. That is the what condition? All electrolytes will be dissociated. The condition is infinite dilution. If you add excess water, all electrolyte will be dissociated. In that case, the value will be maximum value. This is the maximum. Maximum value. Then another relation, if it is a monobasic or monoacidic compound, for monobasic or monoacidic, the calculation of that relation you have read already in equilibrium chapter, ionic equilibrium, that dissociation constant of acid for any acid, monobasic acid, K is equal to C alpha square by 1 minus alpha, and Kb equal to same C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. This formula also very important in the calculation of dissociation constant of acid or dissociation constant of base after knowing the alpha value. Alpha can be calculated if these two values are known. Which value? Conductance at particular concentration and a conductance at infinite dilution. What is the meaning of infinite dilution? 0 concentration. So by taking this value, now we will solve some problem. How we will calculate the alpha value, how we will calculate K value, how we will calculate different conductance of weak electrolyte. Let us discuss. you see the problem. First problem is lambda m of barium hydroxide is 457.6 and lambda m naught of barium chloride is 240.6. Lambda m ammonium chloride is 129.8. But question calculate lambda m naught of ammonium hydroxide. Here given data lambda m naught of barium hydroxide. Barium hydroxide value is 457.6. That ohm inverse centimeter square and mole inverse. Similarly, lambda m naught of your barium chloride is given how much? 246 SEM unit. Then lambda m of NH4Cl, that is how much? 129.8. What is the value of lambda m naught of ammonium hydroxide? It is question mark. You see what are the given data and what is the asked. What is the question? Here given value is these three. Equation 1, equation 2, equation 3. Here ammonium hydroxide is asked. You see in out of 3 which has ammonium? Ammonium is third. So take third. So lambda m of ammonium hydroxide. Where is the ammonium ion present in the equation? 3 has ammonium. So take 3. First take 3. Then where is your hydroxide ion? Single OH minus required. OH minus available in the equation 1. But in equation 1 contains 2 OH. But as per the question is required 1 OH. So equation 2 will be added, no doubt. But it will be half of equation 1. Is it clear? Why we are dividing 2? Because in the question the given data 2 H minus, but our required 1 H minus. That's why half of equation 1. Clear? Then which is not required? Ba is not required, Cl is not required. But so not required means how much? Clear. Here ammonium, you see ammonium has 1 chlorine, but in equation 2 chlorine has 2. So again minus what? Half of 2. Half of 2. Why half? Because chlorine, 2 chlorine, but because we have added 1 chlorine. So it will be cancelled when multiplied half. Then you put the data here. 3 value how much? 3 is 129.8 plus half into what is the 1 value? 1 value is 457.6 minus half into 2 value is 240.6. If you solve it, try to solve. What is the result? The result will be, if you calculate, it will be 238.3 ohm inverse centimeter square and mole inverse. This is the result, actual result of the lambda m naught of ammonium hydroxide. These are the application of Euler's law. It is the application of Euler's law. This is the question number 1. So what is the question number 2? What is the question number 2? As per the question number 2, lambda m of this much of concentration given. What is the concentration? Molarity is how much given? 0.025 m given. Then and lambda m given. This is the lambda m, not lambda m naught. This is not lambda m naught. This is the lambda m c. You can write lambda m c because a particular concentration value is given. What is the lambda m c? 46.1. 46.1. Your S centimeter square and mole inverse. Then question is calculate alpha and calculate K. Clear? So lambda m of 0.025 m acetic acid is 46.1. Calculate alpha value and K value. We know alpha concentration is given. Here monoacetic acid concentration is given. Here given data already given. What is lambda m naught of HCl? Lambda m naught of H plus ion given how much? 349.6. Then lambda m naught of acetate formate ion. Formate ion is given SCO minus 54.6. This is data given. So if cation value, anion value given for the particular electrolyte, what is the lambda of electrolyte? So lambda naught of electrolyte is cation plus anion, because the formula is formic acid is HCOOH. SCOH means it contains SCO minus and H plus. So H plus value given, SCO minus given, just you add it. So that will be, what is this? Lambda m naught of H plus lambda m naught of SCO minus. So result will be how much? 349.6 plus 54.6. To calculate the value, what is the lambda m naught for this? Lambda m naught will be 404.2 S centimeter square mole inverse. So this value is calculated. Then what is the question? Calculate alpha. What is the alpha formula? Alpha is equal to lambda m c by lambda m 0 or lambda m naught, which is equal to lambda m c as per the question given 46.1 upon what is lambda m naught. Now we calculated 404.2. What is the answer? Alpha value will be 0.103. 0.103. This is the alpha value. A value of alpha is this much. Value of lambda naught is this much. Then last question is calculate K. What is K? K is called dissociation constant. What is K? Dissociation constant. So what is the value of dissociation constant? Dissociation constant will be, we know already, we have read the formula, Ka is equal to C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. C alpha square by 1 minus alpha. You put the value that so implies Ka is equal to C value how much? 0.025 into alpha value how much? Alpha value calculated 0.103 square upon 1 minus alpha 0.103. So you solve, the answer will be K value will be 1.18 into 10 to the power minus 5. This is the value of K. All answer that we are calculating, remember value and with unit. You have to write, and then don't forget to write the unit also. As K has no unit in this equation, that's why it is K equal 1.18 10 to the minus 5. In this way, you will calculate the problem. Thank you.